to the podcast. How good?
Hello, how good?
How good.
All right, so
Oh, wait, we have an announcement to make, don't we?
an announcement. Oh, yes. We have
Well-
our first videoing.
A first video, so give us a...
There we go.
I was going to do a nice countdown, but I
not
guess we
even-
fucked it already.
You haven't even poured yourself a drink, mate.
Dude,
Oh, I haven't.
Come
the
on.
disrespect.
That's
You don't.
disrespectful.
All right, let's
Well, actually,
restart.
I did, but
How
I finished
rude.
it.
How rude. Unbelievable.
How rude.
So that's us over there now. We have a recording situation going, so you guys can
Cheers.
see us now.
Cheers.
Cheers to the podcast. Yeah, cheers, Josh.
You gotta cheers it.
Unbelievable.
Sorry.
Oh, so I thought we'd let you know. This is a little, well, sangria, but
A little some.
it's not really sangria. We got
It is the same.
wine. We got a wine. What's the wine? I can't remember. We got the
It
bottle
was
over there somewhere.
Pinot Gris
Pinot Gris.
from somewhere.
How's Pinot Gris in there?
It's a Pinot Gris.
Blackheart, and then pineapple juice, and then Josh put in some nice.
Just a bit of garnish, you know.
Maybe move
Keep
the
it
jug out of
fancy.
the way, because I don't know if that's blocking Mitch. Actually, no, leave it there. It's blocking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't need to
How
see me,
small
mate.
do you think Mitch is, man?
Yeah, you don't need to see me.
Because the bloody shoulders.
I'm a wee man. So, how's our week's been? What have we been up to?
Well, I had a couple of trials at bars,
Yeah, that's right.
looking for some part-time work. So
Yeah.
I had a trial first at the Backyard Bar, which is not the best bar. It was a little bit run down.
Yeah, backyard's a bit like that.
Where's the
didn't-
backyard bar?
You know, it used to be called
It's-
Poinama. It's by like the golf club. In,
Where?
do you know
Oh,
where
the
Tacker
Tacker
Rugby
Golf
Club
Club.
is?
Yep.
Directly across the road.
Ah.
Where like the gas station is. There's that whole area. You have like Genghis, or Genghis, whatever you call it.
Genghis.
Genghis.
Oh yeah, back. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
The one with the pool and like the
Yeah,
playground.
Yeah, it's got like a manky pool next
That's
to
a
it.
nice bar though. Like it's pretty
it's-
open and shit.
It's open, but it's joined to that hotel
It's nice,
or motel
yeah.
across
And
the
there's a motel
Yeah.
across the pool, and they share the pool with the motel, and like
really.
everyone outside's like smoking, and it's a bit dirty and sticky.
Just have a
Yeah,
few
so-
cheeky drinks and then go fucking smack some golf balls across.
Yeah, well, actually, I was talking to the bar guys there because I was wondering if I'd be able to shout you guys some drinks if you guys came
Yeah.
in.
Please don't tell me that was
But-
the first thing you said.
No, Josh, you probably
It was
bro.
within-
Welcome to your trial. Just to clarify.
Okay.
Can I
Free
buy my
drinks?
mate's
All
drink?
right. So a bartender gave me a trial, not the manager,
Oh.
but he said that I couldn't give any discounts to any friends, and
Why?
stingy
But.
stingy
It's a
policy. But I myself was entitled to a 15% discount on any drink that I like.
That's not even that much.
It's nothing, bro.
No,
Like,
it's not.
and at the wage you get, that's like,
That's $1 off a $10 beer, basically.
yeah.
$1.50.
Yeah, but if we
So-
order like, say a rum and cola, just
Can
for-
you just buy it off you? Like, oh, this is on my tab. Okay, sweet.
No, but
Well, there's cameras as well.
Oh,
The
true.
guy said like there's a cameras and the owners watch the cameras, so it wasn't really a place I wanted to work at.
Fucking owners.
But what you were
First
saying
one.
though is like we could go and order like a rum and cola, and then you just make it like a double, triple shot.
Yeah, I think that's the way to get around it.
Yeah.
But
Add more.
Yeah.
yeah,
just more
so that
alcohol.
means no beers. But if you guys,
That's all right.
yeah, just have a heavy hand on
I'll
the
happily
pour
take
with the
heavy,
spirits.
heavy spirits.
But that's not the place you settle with, right?
No, so that was I originally went to the Commons to ask for a job.
that's right.
Because the Commons is a really nice bar.
You went there
in
last night,
Takapuna.
right?
And yeah, so initially he said that there was no space at the Commons for me and to trial at this other bar. And then I trialed at the other bar. And then at the end, I was talking to the manager. And I think that I might have offended him a little bit. Because I was like,
What did you do, man?
I don't know. Like, it would have been an implied offending.
Implied offending.
If you read between the lines, because I kind of said that I would prefer to work at the Commons. Like, I don't really want to work at this bar. I prefer to work at the Commons. Even though we manage the bar.
Wait, sorry, I'm so confused now. You said that to the
I
Guy
said
at the
that
backyard.
to the
to
manager.
the guy at the backyard.
the manager at the back.
I'd prefer to
I
work
don't
at a
wanna
different
work
place.
Like, basically kind of said, I don't want to work here. It's not very nice. I want to work.
Was
at
that
the
after you
Commons.
told him that, or he told you that you couldn't get discounts on us?
Well, it's
Yes.
it was after the whole trial sort of thing.
Okay.
And like halfway through, I knew I didn't want to work there, so I was kind of, I was thinking I wasn't going to work there at all. I thought I was going to go back to do Silver Fern with what we do, just
The dark days.
just as a part-time job. But no, I actually did text the first manager after the shift, and I said that if you do have anything in the Commons that comes up, I'd like to work there. So So luckily he called me yesterday.
Yeah.
Went in for a full shift on Friday, and I've got 5 days next week.
Damn.
So
Fuck yeah. I might head into
So
the comments
fun.
then.
Round of
Yeah.
applause.
Yeah,
for
thank
Mr.
you.
Bartender
Yeah.
over there.
thank you.
The primary school round of applause.
Nah, man, that's fucking good.
That's good.
Now you gotta learn how to make all the cocktails.
Yeah, bro, it's gonna be fun.
Like
I
I
can't
was saying
imagine that.
before, so we don't sell cocktails here. But I just saw someone get them. No. We don't do cocktails.
We do tail cocks.
Yeah, for the first 2 weeks, I'm just gonna say that a lot of stuff's
Just make some
unavailable.
shit up, bro. Just
Yep.
fucking, yeah, that'll be alright. That'll get them drunk.
If you can tell me what this is, you can have it for free. I don't know what the fuck this is.
Yeah.
Just water?
Yeah.
No. Yeah, so like what? Part-time or...
Yeah,
Well,
no,
I guess that's
about
full time, 5 days.
5 days. It's about 6 hours a shift, so about
pretty
30
good.
hours.
And that's nighttime?
Night times. Yeah.
What time
But
do
I'm
they
looking to get 25 to 30 hours,
That's pretty good.
just part time.
Yeah, man. That's good
Yeah.
shit.
What's full? 40.
So,
Yeah,
Yeah.
40.
40, yeah.
40.
I mean, you wouldn't really be working 40 hours at a bar, would you?
nah, I think that'd be too much.
It's not really a daytime
Yeah,
bar,
no.
the Commons.
Not in New
Well-
Zealand, you don't get tipped, bro.
No.
That's true, yeah.
Don't get tipped, so
Mm.
you don't... Well, you get make more money, I guess, per hour, but...
What do you think about tips? Do you think tips are...
I from my personal experience, like, because when I went to Canada, you had to tip,
Yeah.
and obviously when I went to Canada, I was what 19, so for 19 years of my life, I never tipped
Yeah.
at all.
It's so
I
far.
was just not used to
Yeah.
it. I was like, yeah, I'm used to just going up and be like, hey, can I have a Heineken? Give me a Heineken, sweet. Then you go to a bar in Canada or US, and hey, can I please have a Budweiser? Sweet. And then they're like waiting for like a tip of like $1, $2, whatever it may
Yeah.
be, and it's just like, it's not too bad, but it just becomes like shit when they're looking at you like expecting you to give them something,
Yeah.
and you're just like, especially if it's shit service and they're still expecting it, and you're just like,
Mm.
your service was shit.
I think the rule is you have to give... I mean, if the service is obviously absolutely dog shit, you're
Yeah,
not going to
you
give them
won't do it,
anything.
yeah.
'cause- But I think you... I wouldn't say you have to tip, but I remember my mum, she used to work as a waitress in Boston when she was young.
Boston.
Around my age.
Damn.
Yeah. Boston. So...
Why?
And she said that tips were like her main income. Like her wage was nothing
Yeah.
compared to tips.
Yeah.
Dog shit.
So they literally live off tips. Those
Yeah.
those caterers.
But if you're in
So-
a really nice like bar or restaurant, like a really top level one, I reckon some of those people would get like fucking
Yeah.
$50 tips. man, a
Bring
night.
bring the vibe,
Like
and
for
then
each
you'll get
person.
tipped heaps.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bring the
for
vibe.
sure.
Even in New
Get your
Zealand, if you
titties
do
out.
really good, you might even get a. You might get
like
a.
Hooters, bro.
Yeah. No, tips are rarer in New Zealand,
Yeah.
but
I don't think I've never tipped in New Zealand.
I haven't either.
no.
I don't think I ever have.
I don't know why that is. Why do we never introduce tips? I think it's just something.
Because we get paid $20 an
yeah,
hour.
that's true. Yeah. And they get paid like 9 over in the
Yeah.
States
Yeah.
But if
before
you work,
tax.
oh yeah, true, it's before tax. Well, ours is $20, or $18 an hour before tax too.
Mm.
But if you kind of work it out in terms of like the difference in dollar, the US dollar right now is probably about half of New Zealand dollar,
Yeah.
roughly.
Be like
Probably 60
0.58 or
cents.
something. Yeah, 60 cents.
So it's like if they're earning like say $9 an hour, we're earning 18.
Mm.
If you convert it, it's really not that different.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm.
But
Yeah,
then
but-
again, the value of their dollar is completely different. So like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's a hard one to adjust. But
It does add a lot of costs, and especially when you're in America, you've got tax and tip to
Yeah.
add to the bill. So I remember I went to a ramen bar. One
what?
time, a ramen,
Ramen. Like
ramen,
like noodle,
noodles.
like a noodle bar. Yeah. When I was in DC, and it was a $15 ramen, which is like on the expensive end, right? And then I got like a beer to go with it, which was
$15 US.
like 15 US.
Oh my
ramen,
god.
right?
$25 ramen. Jesus.
And then so I got a beer with it. So the beer was $7. So that's
holy shit!
$40 in.
Well, that's 22 US dollars, right? And then that's before tax and tip. So if you're looking at the menu, you're like, oh, this is kind of expensive, but like it's
You're
a
not
nice
think,
place.
You got to
like,
think ahead as well, eh?
yeah.
You got to add a tip, and then you got GST on top.
So we're at 22. So tax in DC is 10%. So that's 24, 20 or whatever.
Yeah.
So you're 24, and then a tip can be between 15 and 20%. So that adds like another $3. So it was like 28 US dollars for like a ramen and a beer.
Holy
So
fuck!
that's close to $50.
Close to $50
for a ramen,
Ramen
and a beer.
and beer. Must have been good ramen.
So,
Yeah,
It
was
was
a good
solid.
ramen.
It was okay.
It was alright, you know. It was
Not
alright.
great. Not great.
It was
Just
easy
average.
ramen.
Nah.
Just medium of the pile. Nah. Taxes is good for like businesses. It's really good for business because they don't have to pay a lot,
Yeah.
and it helps for them to get good customer service because it's like an incentive for their staff.
Yeah.
But it's
Yeah.
fucking shit for if you want
I
to.
need to learn more about tax, man. I still don't really know that much about it. All I know is that I get taxed 25% away.
We
All that
actually
money
get
goes to
We
taxed
get
10.
taxed fucked.
Well, we're supposed to get taxed 10.
At your
So-
job?
No, at our job, right?
Well, you get to choose.
Well, they put us on 25. And
No,
then-
you had the option. I had the option when I
Really?
first started. Yeah.
Well,
Well,
I'm-
do you want to get taxed 10 or 25? And I was
Well,
like,
I'm glad that we're on 25.
Yeah.
Because it's like it's almost like a
1,
yearly
2,
retirement
3
fund.
buttons, and it's like, oh my god, it's Christmas.
Yeah. You just get back like 1.5 grand, 2
Yeah.
grand.
If you make
once a year.
I probably shouldn't talk about like money
What we
making.
make.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
probably not a good idea. But
That's fine.
we get back like for how much we work, so like 4 days a week, we get back like around like
2
1.5 grand, 2 grand from
That's fucking
tax
mean,
return.
bro.
But that's given.
It's also because you lose that money throughout the year as well.
Well, yeah, you get to take into account like your uniform that you wear at work, so your
Yeah.
pants and your shoes are all covered, and then gas as well.
Fuck yeah. that's
But if you took the 10%, I think you had to.
you'd owe money.
You have
I
to do
reckon.
everything. You had to travel from that day to this
Oh.
like supermarket.
Yeah.
Because I remember Layla did that. She was like,
Really?
She was like talking to me one day. She's like, oh, I spent 6 hours doing my tax return. I was like, I spent 10 seconds.
She wants the money up front that bad.
Yeah. Well, I think because she merged into that manager role as well.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
think you have to actually get taxed 10% at
I was
that
gonna say
manager role.
10% is fucking low, bro. Like most taxes you get paid like from like a part-time job, you'd be taxed like 12.5%.
It might be. It might have been. It's around
No.
10.
It's
Something like that.
Isn't it
I've never been
10%
taxed
up
10%.
to...
I've always been taxed.
This
like
was 4 years
12%.
ago when I signed up for the job, so I
Mm.
can't
Yeah.
remember what the other number
Yeah.
was.
Yeah.
True. Nah, I don't know. Fuck.
Enough
Yeah.
about taxes.
Yeah, well, I kind of might be doing it for a job, but
Yeah, that's
well,
right.
not a full-time,
So
like
you'd know about
part of the job.
How was your interview? We've all had interviews this week. How
Yeah, man.
interesting.
I've had
How good?
3
3.
this week.
Three this
yeah.
week?
Yeah,
Wow.
bro. I had I won't go into much detail about who it is and shit. Just
Yeah,
in
good
case.
idea.
But
You
I've
just
had
dove into both
2
bars.
2 with the same company, and then 1 interview with the recruitment company that got me the
Yeah, that's
interview.
right. Yeah.
So the first interview went really fucking well. Well, it felt like it went really well. Had to do one of those psychometric tests.
Psychometric.
I think it's what they call it.
That doesn't sound like a word.
No, it's like a psychometric test.
Psychometric?
I'm pretty sure it's psychometric.
Okay.
Is there something to do with?
Dude, no, like you do like a test, like numerical test. You have to do like pattern test. Do like an Excel test.
Pattern test.
Yeah, like so they'll like give you like I don't know a circle, a square, a triangle, a circle, a square, and they're like, what's next in the sequence?
Dude, are you working at a preschool?
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. it's to test like your
Build these blocks.
Your like problem
Given a
solving
Lego
skills.
set.
Yeah.
Like how well you can problem solve. But
Okay.
so I had to do that and then a bunch of questions. But bro, when I got to the numerical one, I did all the practice questions. I was like, oh, I swear, I think I got this. I think. Went on to the exam and I was like, fuck me.
More exams.
I was like, holy shit! It was designed to. It was like those typical exam questions where it's designed to fuck you over.
Oh, okay, I see.
And
Trick
you
questions.
like gotta like really read the question. And I had like 18 questions in 25 minutes, which sounds pretty fucking easy. But then when you spend like 2 minutes on the first question, you're like, oh shit. And then a minute, next one, and then like a minute and a half, and then like 2 minutes, and all of a sudden you're like behind, and you're like, fuck. But so I was like, I did that on Tuesday, and then Tuesday night, man, I was like, fuck it, I'm going to sleep at like 8 o'clock. I'm just in a shit mood. I was just like,
sleep it
I
off.
fucking like, I'm just in a shit mood. Like, I may have like fucked this job just from that. And then I got a call the next day saying like, oh, they want to see you for a second interview
Damn, bro.
on Friday. So then yesterday I had my
Your
second
shape
interview.
matching skills are incredible.
You've really impressed us. Mitchell.
But nah, so I'll find out on Monday if I got the job. So
Nice, man.
Oh, dude,
Good luck.
Hopefully.
same.
hopefully,
Oh, you find out on Monday.
I
as
found out
well.
on Monday as well.
Is that the
yeah.
job you're telling us about?
Yeah,
last
so
week?
I went on Monday as a data engineer again.
did you have to do
I won't say
pattern?
No, I don't have to do that. I won't say the company, but so I went in for it, and the interview was an hour. It was a long interview.
Holy
So I
shit!
go in, and the lady,
really
the lady
Both
sits,
of mine combined was probably about an hour.
Damn.
the lady sits me down. She's like, all right, there's 3 of them in there. 2 of the people from the team I'll possibly be joining, and then 1 was just a recruiter, I'm pretty sure. She sits me down. She's like, okay, we're just going to have a relaxed interview. Just sit back and we'll just have like a conversation.
1
I was like,
hour later.
Just slouch back in my chair like this. But no, they were really nice, and it's a good company. They have a really nice workspace and stuff.
That's
But,
shit, man.
yeah, it says a data engineer, and so I was supposed to find out on Friday yesterday,
Yeah.
and then I was like, okay, waiting. It's like 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock,
I
and I'm
hate
like,
that
okay,
waiting game, bro.
they haven't hired me. They've just forgotten about me. And then I get an email at like 4:30, and they're like, okay, we have an update on the job decision process. We haven't actually made a decision. We're gonna wait it out until Monday. And I was like, you're gonna make me wait the weekend for this?
Damn.
Because finding out like 4 days afterwards was already like quite long,
Yeah,
in my
normally-
opinion.
Normally it is, yeah.
I think there was something like 180 applicants on the job.
Jesus.
Fuck it.
And then,
That's a lot.
but the thing about them saying that we're gonna update you on Monday kind of gives me a good impression that they're considering me instead of
Well, I mean, they're down to like the top
shortlist. Yeah, because
Yeah.
I was talking to one of my tennis teammates today. She said that, well, she does consulting and she's a recruiter as well. She said that if they're stuck on like a short decision, they usually narrow it down to about 2 to 3 people.
Yeah, I'm
So-
down to the last 2. It's me and one other guy.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, man.
So you're going in for that interview to kind of like give them an idea of.
Yeah, so when
Oh no, are they genuinely just telling you on Monday, or do you go in for another one?
No, they tell me on
They'll
Monday.
tell you on Monday.
They
Okay.
tell you on Monday.
Yeah, like
Oh,
I'll
mate,
know by
why
Monday.
if
would
we
you have to
both
come
get a
in?
job on
Huh?
Monday,
Why would you have to go in then? Like
I'm
you,
not going
you go
in.
in and they're like, sorry, Mitchell, we haven't.
No,
chosen
no,
you."
no, I'm
You
not
can-
going in.
there's the
they just
door.
contact you.
Yeah, they'll just contact me.
See
I'm
that
like-
door, mate?
Bro,
See the
I'm
door
not-
you just came through? Turn around.
Get the fuck out. Don't let the door hit your ass on the way out, mate. No, I'm not taking a 20-minute bus into the city just for them to tell me if I've got a
Yep.
job or not. Stuff that.
We regret to inform, like it's an email in person.
Yeah.
We regret to inform you that we are not
I'll
considering.
just
your
turn out and
place.
walk out straight away, man.
Yeah.
Fuck that. Nah, man.
My heart raced when I opened the email because I saw like the
Yeah.
work at blah blah blah, and I was like, and
Yeah,
it was
man.
like, hi Liam, we have an update on your job, and then that was all the notification said, and I was
Yeah.
like,
Bro,
I just swallowed it, and it was like, oh, we're waiting till Monday. I was like,
dude, I was the same when I after the test the next day. I saw on the Wednesday when I got the call from the recruitment place, like telling me for the second interview. Like I saw the number pop on my phone, and I knew like who it was, and I was just like, "Hello, Mitchell speaking."
hello, Mitchell speaking.
Like, just so fucking nervous, man. I was like, "Oh, please be good news, please." Like answer the phone. It's like, "Mitch, you fucking suck," and they tell you don't have the job. It's like, oh shit. But nah. Hopefully I get it, man, because I don't want to go back to job searching for the
Yeah,
next
job searching is
month.
rough.
How long have you been doing it for?
Well, you showed us your like
Like 2.5
Cover letter
months,
thing.
3 months.
3 months.
Something like
Wow.
that. Wow.
Wow.
Like I started at an impromptu time because it was like, or a weird time because it was like sort of beginning of November, mid-November. So then like by like sort of like beginning of December, they're not really employing people because they don't really want to employ anyone over Christmas.
That's
Just
true.
when they want to give like their, holiday pay and all that sort of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just easier for them in terms of reporting.
Yeah,
So-
well, that's why I got the bar job because I'm thinking about starting to look for a full-time job. I'm still tossing up between starting a business and finding a full-time job, but either one of those things is going to take like 2 or 3 months. So,
Months to start a business.
well, yeah, for sure, to start a business and to find a job, like it's taking you guys
Bro,
both.
I reckon you could create a company right now in about 15 minutes.
Yeah, but what money am I going to make?
No, I'm just telling you, you can. It's so easy to start a company, man. We did it
I
in
mean,
our
it's-
law class.
Yeah, it's easy to register a
Just
company.
press a button, man.
It's easy to register.
Man, there's your
Right.
company. There it is.
Bro, I tried making a company called Dumplings Limited.
Wow.
It was in,
Original.
it was in our tax class, and one of our listeners will actually know about that. But no, it was fucking funny, man. It was, yeah. You can start in like 15 minutes. Like you can literally just go on the company's act or the company like
Yeah.
website.
Courier
But
show up your door
Just
with.
start a
But
Business
you realize you don't have a product.
No, but I'm saying
You just
it's
have a
easy to
name.
start
I have a
company.
business.
I own
So
a
what do you do
business.
as a job? I own a business. What do
I
you
own
sell? Nothing.
I sell myself.
Yeah, I own a domain.
How much have you put into your business? 15
Or,
minutes.
Like, mate, we could just make up a bunch of cocktails. There's your business.
That's called a barman.
Yeah. Sell them on the side of the street.
I'd be keen to
How
sell.
good tales? Good tales. How good
How
tales?
good tale.
Yeah. How good merchandise.
Mm.
Could do it, man.
Going soon.
So, what's our plan for the next week anyway? What have we got going? Obviously, finding out
That job is going to be like the centerpiece to my week.
Yeah.
Because if I don't get that job, I won't be like down, but I'll be disappointed because I thought that interview went really well.
Yeah.
But just
I know what you mean, man. You feel like the interview goes so well, but then at the same time you're like, were they just like faking how well it went just to like give me a false like sense of security?
Well, I would say for you and I, it's like we've spent our whole life doing sports, whereas one-on-one, and when it narrows down to just two people, you and someone else, it's like, oh mate,
come on, mate.
Can you play tennis though?
Oh, so fucking on a different note, the other day you guys had a little texting war in our How Good podcast chat on Facebook about the Houston Astros.
Oh, yes.
And it was about, I got back to my phone. I can't remember what I was doing, to be honest. I think I might have been like, I think I was doing that psychometric test.
Really?
Yeah. I think
Reading
I
our
was doing
chat.
that test. No, I didn't have my phone on me. I had it away
Doing
from
it
me.
after.
Oh, okay.
And then when I went to my phone about an hour and a half later, honestly, there was like 50, 60 messages. And I was like, you know what? Fuck this.
We had a
I'm
good
not
old
reading it.
debate. We both agreed on the same thing. Liam, do you want to run the listeners through what happened?
So there is a Major League Baseball team called the Houston Astros
Who won the? Didn't they
who
win?
won the World Series in 2017 against the Dodgers. I think it was the Dodgers.
Wait, didn't they lose the latest one though? To
They lost
Washington?
to
they
the
lost
Nats.
while I was there.
Yeah.
Side story, but continue.
So they cheated in the whole season. So a season is 162 games. There's like a 25-minute video on YouTube of them cheating at
How can you
games.
cheat for that
And so
many
what they
games?
did was it's very smart what they did. It's genius because they got away with it. They won a championship.
Not cheating until you get caught.
Oh no.
Yeah.
So they basically had a dude in the crowd who had a camera like this, who was recording the I can't remember what the dude who catches the ball is. The guy behind the batter. What are they called?
The keeper.
Yeah.
I don't fucking
The keeper. Whatever his name.
Yeah.
Whatever they're called. They catch the ball if it's a strike. But beforehand they call plays between like their crotch or whatever.
Don't they put it behind their back or something?
No. So it's really dark in their like crotch area. So they kind of like
right.
call the plays between their crotch and like do that. Yeah.
Right. So all the players on the field can see it.
All the players on the field can see it. The pitcher can see it, but the batter can't because he's facing the other direction, obviously. And so how is the batter going to know what he's going to like pitch? Yeah. And so the guy makes all the calls. And so what the Houston Astros did, they had the guy in the crowd recording. It was so quick. So the guy would call a switch up, which basically means the guy's going to throw a different pitch.
Yep.
Or he'd point somewhere which would say it's going to be the same pitch as the last one.
Yep.
And once they catch on to the signals, they can continue, like they can eventually find out. And then the dude who throws the pitch and the guy behind the batsman, they usually come close to each other and then talk like that just to cover their mouths. Because obviously it's on camera on the TV. So you can see it on the TV anyway. But the batter can't see it.
Yeah.
So the guy
Unless he's like,
there's a guy in the... just looking back like that. There's a guy in the crowd like this on the phone recording.
Yeah.
There wasn't a video of him, but you just guessed. And so he's recording. He sees the call and then says to someone in the dugout, oh, there's going to be a change up. And then the guy in the dugout hits a bin twice, goes like boom, boom. And so that tells the batter, it's like, oh, okay, it's going to be a change up. So it's going to be a different pitch from the last one.
yeah.
Boom, swing, home run.
Bro.
So they know exactly what's coming at them. And
That's
so they
fucking genius.
They got found out, and then they tried to... It is smart. It's really smart. But they found out, the league, and so everyone is pissed off. All the players are mad. And the way the owner dealt with it was just so stupid.
Oh,
He basically said, oh, this is all of our leaders' problems. Like the managers and the coach and all that staff have been fired. But the players, no, they're fine. They don't have to face any punishment. This is bad for the players because our leadership was terrible. And it's like, are you serious? The players don't get any punishment.
Yeah,
Wow.
and there are two other really interesting things about the fallout from that.
Yeah.
The first thing is that they fined them the maximum amount that they could, which is $5 million.
Yep.
Yeah.
So $5 million in exchange for a championship, if you're a billionaire, is not not that much.
That's chimp change, bro.
It's chimp change. And especially the extra revenue you get from getting to the finals and winning a championship. Like you're profiting off cheating, essentially.
That World Series, they probably made tens of millions of dollars.
yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Probably more than that, hundreds. So that
and
$5
then-
million is like,
Yeah,
someone's wage.
exactly.
Probably the coach and the fucking manager's wage.
You got to give props to the speed in which they would translate through like 3 different people.
Yeah,
Like
it's incredible. Honestly,
if you can cheat at that level,
guy in the camera,
fucking do it.
gonna be a change up.
Honestly, if you can cheat at that level, like,
I would almost agree, but it's similar to the Patriots hiding cameras in rubbish bins. Like, it's
Yeah.
smart, but it's like,
You're gonna get found out eventually.
deceitful
In
and
this day and
sneaky.
age, there's some sweaty dude who's sitting in his
Yeah.
basement
And it's
looking
like-
at all the footage, like, oh, there's no way they won. There's no way they won. The Dodgers fan in his basement, just like,
No,
come
no,
on, man, there's
no.
gotta be something. And he found it.
Dude.
He found that they actually cheated.
yeah.
Imagine being a fan and thinking, like, seeing that, eh?
I'd be furious.
Dude,
Like, if like you're a Lakers fan, right?
Yeah.
So imagine their game set, like finals, right?
yeah,
Playing a team, whoever it is on the East, could be the Bucks, and then the Bucks are actually have a dude behind the Lakers bench recording all of their plays that they're gonna make, and then
Yeah.
that then I know what they're gonna do, so we know our defense, like our defensive
Yeah,
matchup on that one.
Well,
it's like slightly different in basketball, I'd say though, because basketball is like a lot more fluid,
Yeah.
So it's like you.
Yeah.
There's a lot more that can
plays
happen.
would- Like the point guard will call a different play, so it's like
Yeah.
unless you know every single player.
That's
they've
right.
got, whereas
Baseball,
is more
you
stop.
know what's gonna come
Yeah,
at you.
it's-
yeah. Well, your analogy was better. It's like playing tennis and knowing exactly where the serve's going to go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And playing cricket, knowing if you're going to face a Yorker,
bouncer. Yeah,
bouncer,
Yeah.
fastball.
you just know what's coming at you.
It's a huge advantage. And a lot of the fans and I think the owner try to play it off that it wasn't that big of an advantage.
But then that completely neglects the pitcher's skills that he has.
Yeah.
He's got all these skills where he can do change ups, and then he's
exactly.
practiced all
Yeah.
his life to do this, and then there's someone just telling him exactly what he's doing.
Yeah.
You can still also look at it from the batter's perspective, where he's thinking, all right, this could be the same ball, or he's thinking, when's the signal going to be for me to like know what the fuck's going on?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden he gets a signal, and then he's like, fuck, I've got to make a quick decision. Like last minute, holy fuck, it's a change up. Like, you know?
Yeah.
So
But no, like if you see the footage, it's very, very quick. It's so quick. He's knowing before he drops his foot down and swinging. You know, he's still standing there like this, and all you hear is boom, boom from the dugout. It's like really slight.
Right.
damn.
And
That's
some
genius.
players caught onto it. I think one of the Nats guys actually had an interview on it. He said, "Oh, we noticed that something was like fishy with the."
Yeah, like that's the weird thing. They do it all through the regular season. So they give people time to like figure it out.
And it's funny
Which
because they
is
were
a
doing
weird
it
thing.
against the shitty ass teams as well.
Exactly. Like
They'd be playing
just
like
save it,
the
man.
like bottom team, and they'd be down like a run,
Yeah.
and then there they are. Boom,
quick,
boom.
we got to cheat.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh god, we're losing. No,
that's
impossible.
I've got another thing that I read on Reddit the other day on the RNBA,
Yeah.
and it's along the lines of doing shady things in a real public eye, like in a major sports league.
Mm.
Yeah.
And the Houston Rockets advertiser, because they brought jersey sponsorships
Yeah.
to the jerseys a couple years back. The Rockets have a company called Rocket that
Yeah.
sponsors their
Seen
jerseys.
that.
And I saw on Reddit the other day, someone had figured out that this company never made a profit in like 10 years of operation. And he's noticed real sketchy patterns where they would like get investments and then the product would fail. They'd shut down that company and then open a new company under Rocket. And so basically he's discovered that they have this company that has no intentions to make a product. They look through all their product list and there's absolute bullshit products.
But it's just there anyway.
It's
They're
like,
making
yeah,
money.
the products are there as a front. So there's like a $35 smartphone that gets you 3 months of free access to a medical doctor on demand. It's a smartphone. All these other real bullshit products that obviously would never work. A lot of like pseudoscience, like,
Right.
oh, these are going to help your brainwaves, like stuff like that.
What?
And so someone's figured out that this company is likely either an investor scheme or it's just a front for money laundering. But it's
Front
like,
for
if
money
you
laundering.
were this business, why would you advertise on such a public thing? People are going to look into you and be like, this company is such bullshit. They've
See
shelled
that
out
every
$10
game.
million.
Yeah. They see that every game, and people
Yeah.
are like, "Oh, okay.
Yeah.
There's one sponsor on this jersey. Let me just Google this.
Yeah.
$35 smartphone. It must be
That does
yeah.
this.
There
Guaranteed
must be
it's money
something.
laundering.
And
bro.
the company hasn't made
There'd
money.
be some dude. Yeah. There's some obviously the dude on Reddit's noticed that.
So that's the thing. Someone's going to know.
Someone's gonna know.
And if you do
someone
it for
noticed on Reddit-
160 games in a year, someone's going to catch on eventually.
Yeah.
Like, save it for the World Series or save it for like the good teams,
That's
Yeah.
true. Yeah.
you know?
Guess you got
It's-
to practice
yeah.
though.
That's the one thing I probably didn't think is, we got to get to the World Series first. And they had the players together. They're really good players. They had that Altuve dude who was like an MVP, I'm pretty sure.
Mate, I don't know anything about baseball.
But he's like this really short dude who's bloody good.
Okay.
And there was another thing as well that they actually got caught out for cheating. So, and I think once the bins thing got kind of like people started catching on to it. I remember, I think it was in one of the World Series games against the Dodgers. I don't know if they actually caught on to it, but when they run on a home run to win the game, or a walk-off they call it. So when you get a walk-off, the team usually like drains the field and then starts like cheering you on as you go into like the home plate. And then Altuve is running to the home plate and he's holding his shirt like this and like telling his teammates like, oh, don't pull my shirt off. And then he runs in and then no one pulls his shirt off and then everything's fine. But like every time a player usually gets a walk-off in like a series game, it's like they usually rip your shirt off and throw Gatorade on you or something.
Yeah.
And then one of the interviewers after the game was like, oh, can you tell me why your teammates didn't rip your shirt off after the game? And he had to like take a sec. He was like, sorry, come again? And he was like, why didn't your teammates rip your shirt off at the end of the game? Why didn't you want your shirt off? And then he's like, he laughs. He's like, ha ha ha. My wife doesn't like that. And I'm like, and he's a shredded dude. Like he is stocky as hell under his like shirt.
Yeah. Nah,
Why wouldn't your wife want you to? So he takes his shirt off, right? Instant like social media coverage, right? Yeah. Oh, look at Altuve's body. Like he's so swole. Like walk off in the World Series or something. And
why
they eventually found out that there were these creases in their shirts. And this dude did a video analysis with like a toothbrush. So those vibrating toothbrushes. So like the bins, right? Boom, boom. Gonna be a change up. Same as.
Oh, so they put
the theory is they put a vibrator on their chest.
Yeah.
And so that's why he stopped his thing, because if you rip the thing off, they're gonna see all the cords inside his like shirt.
You're gonna see a big vibrator strapped to your chest.
And that was the same for all the other players as well. There were so many pictures online of them having like small creases in their shirt and like spots up here where you'd see like a kind of like cylinder looking thing. I'm like, come on.
That's the fucking gold.
But it's genius. Like
It's
at the end of the day,
bro.
it's genius. You can't get mad at that. You get mad at that if you're a proper like baseball fan who's like Dodgers or something.
Bro.
But for me, that's genius. But fuck you at the same time.
Honestly, they should be
sure.
more disappointed that they got through like 170 games without even fucking realizing, or even like calling it out, like actually having evidence of it. You know what I mean? Like,
I'd love to go to the locker room after every game and be like, boys, we
cheated!
got it.
Yeah,
We're on one now.
Did you feel that one vibrate?
I sent you a tricky one there, didn't I?
I was a late bloomer.
Are you ready for this, boys? Oh, that was clean.
That makes me want to fucking open a can now.
We might have something. We still got our wines in the fridge, but
Set up the beer cam.
But the other interesting thing that came out in the aftermath was the owner of the team tried to play down the significance of winning the championship, and he called the championship just a piece of metal.
What
It's
an
a piece
asshole.
of metal that earned you fucking like millions.
Asshole.
Yeah, he's like, why would I give back a piece of metal? It's like that represents a
That's your owner
year-long
right
competition with hundreds of players at the peak of competition, billions of dollars in revenue.
Why cheat then if it's just the fucking...
It's just a piece of metal.
Just a piece
you
of
know?
metal. Why cheat? What's the point?
But
What an idiot.
Dumbass.
exactly, it goes back to that. Like, why would you cheat?
Why would
if
you
it's just-
cheat if it's just a piece of metal?
Yeah.
But-
So dumb.
Fuck, that's so stupid, bro. Can't believe
So,
that.
it'd be interesting to see what happens in the next season because
Oh, every game is going to be...
yeah,
There's gonna be cameras
There's going to
everywhere.
be pitches going to dudes' heads. It's going to be boos. Every away game for those guys is going to suck.
if you're a Houston Astros fan, you do not want to travel next season.
Yeah.
Do not go to away games next
Just
season.
don't be an Astros fan.
There's gonna be like
Or go, just don't wear the jersey. you know,
Melis and the
something like
Palace
that.
in every single fucking in every single arena. Just
Some
running
fan-
up into the stage, just stadiums fucking throwing bombs, throwing beers at everyone.
Oh, my God.
Oh fuck yeah, that's great. Oh
Dude, I had one thing I wanted to talk about.
yeah, man.
My mum brought it up yesterday. Well, she kind of touched on it, but
Oh, mummy.
health diets.
Health diets.
So we have... Obviously, we live in an age where there's
Veganism.
a bloody plethora of like diets.
Sorry, I don't eat that.
Yeah. So we have veganism, we have vegetarianism, we have ketosis.
Keto's
Keto?
the one that I think is a little bit
My parents are on that.
It's not
What is
bullshit, but
It's basically no carbs, no sugar.
That's tough.
Yeah. So there's keto, and then there's all kinds
Got
of
like
pescatarian and all that
dairy-free,
shit.
obviously
Dairy-free, yep.
dairy-free.
But what I wanted to talk about it was,
gluten tolerant.
would you ever do it?
what?
Any kind of diet?
I think I'd do vegetarian.
Yeah, I consider vegetarian.
I
ones as well.
could do vegetarian.
But then when you're doing Silverfin Farm shifts, it's
Nah, I wouldn't do any of the ones you mentioned.
what
like, do you have like one? That
What's
you
your
would
other plethora of?
Well, oh, dude, there's got to be hundreds of other diets.
There's way
out
too many.
there. But the one that I do like is the intermittent fasting.
Yeah,
which
yeah.
there's been a lot of. You can look up about this at other places, but I think that's one of the best ones to do.
That is good. That is really good.
So one of my mates' dads did that because he's like a professional kickboxer.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He does.
It's good for weight cutting.
Yeah, he does a lunch at midday or whatever for max carbs. Have as many carbs as you want till you're full, and then wait till dinner. Have like a healthy dinner, not too many carbs, and then wait till lunch the next day, and then continue that cycle.
Yeah. It's
So
like,
8 p.m. dinner, and then
yeah.
go again.
Like your dinner is really just like all your nutrients. It's like all your broccoli and all that sort of shit, beans. Your lunch is like your big meal. You know what I mean? Like it's your.
See, I think snacking
shit.
is probably the worst part. But
That's definitely
snacking
the
is
worst,
terrible.
yeah.
I'm so bad.
I'm
at
bad
snacking.
at that shit.
And actually having sugar is the other thing that's really bad.
Cheers to that.
Yeah. Cheers, sugar. Thank you. This one helped ferment my beer. Thank you.
But I just try to stay away from sugar a little bit.
I don't eat chocolate bars and all that shit as much as anymore.
I still do, man.
But if I have like a beer or something, obviously you got sugar and shit in beer.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Well, the weird thing about chocolate and sugar is I just never crave it. I'll crave it
Yeah.
like once every 2 or 3 months.
if I'm at a
sugar
shift or
stuff.
something, I might have a chocolate bar just to give myself a bit of energy. I'll munch on it like when it's like next to my stand. But I'm not gonna go out of my way and eat all these fucking chocolate bars. Damn, we got the cameras this episode. I forgot.
See that?
That's the Charles Barkley
Yeah.
churros. Be at San Antonio,
Bro.
San Antonio eating all them churros.
All them bug ass women down in San Antonio. Oh, on the topic of
They be on Weight Watchers.
like veganism and shit. Did you see how do you say his name? Is it Joaquin Phoenix?
Joaquin Phoenix.
Joaquin? Is it Joaquin Phoenix?
Yeah, Joaquin Phoenix.
Did you see his speech at the Oscars?
I did, yeah.
About like half of it was like just a perfect thank you for my award, just thank you, and then it went from that to
Well, climate
we
change.
need to save the vegan, we need to become vegan, and we need to save the cow's milk and all this sort of stuff.
Right.
What I don't,
It was like, what? Where did this turn from?
what I don't understand about that. I'm more than happy for people to be vegan
Don't force it on me.
and vegetarians and that. But if you're gonna treat it like a religion and preach it to me,
Yeah,
Ah,
get fucked.
how the fuck is that gonna convert me over?
No, exactly,
Yeah.
man.
It's like, okay, tell me what's good about veganism. It's like, okay, that sounds good.
Yeah.
And then, but don't be like, oh, you should do it. You have to do it. Like the world's dying, and it's like, oh, you have to
So
do
much
it.
healthier
I
for
do
you.
it, and my Instagram looks so good now. And
Yeah.
I like you said, I've only considered being vegetarian. I think I couldn't give up dairy.
Nah, dude, I would never become.
Nah, I couldn't do that.
I would never become a vegetarian. Like, I might have a vegetarian diet, but I wouldn't exclude meat.
Meat is fucking good.
Yeah, like I just wouldn't. I
love
wouldn't.
me some meat.
I wouldn't exclude something that I could never have.
Yeah, I guess.
Like you can have a perfectly good vegan diet. Like you can cut out like 80% of your meat,
Yeah.
which is a benefit to climate change. Maybe
Vegan or vegetarian?
whatever. I know there's a difference.
You
but-
just said
one.
meat, so I was like, vegan is cutting out everything
Right,
to do with meat,
vegetarian.
like animal products.
Vegetarian is just animal. Meat. And
Yeah.
vegan is all animal products.
products.
So
Yeah.
anything that's made from animals. So like
Right.
milk, eggs,
Yeah.
etc., etc.
All of it.
Unless you had an allergy or something, I don't see why you would just completely cut something out. Like, sure, like have 95% of your meals, 90% of your meals without it, but don't like cut it out completely and then don't go and brag about it.
So
Yeah.
what I
Like-
also find weird about it is I met this girl at my job in the supermarket we were working, and I was like, oh, I might be becoming vegetarian. It was like during the week where I was kind of like, oh, I might try out being vegetarian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I said to her, I was like, oh, do you know any good stuff? And she's like, oh, I'm actually vegan and stuff. And I was like, oh, okay. Give me, and she like walked me around the store and like showed me stuff, and you know, she's showing me like hummus and stuff. Oh, that's vegan. And I was like, oh, crazy. And then I said to her, I was like, you know, like how like all meat has like iron. And they have really.
Yeah. How do you get that shit?
How do you get it? And she's like, oh, I just take pills.
Yeah, bro.
I'm like,
you take like,
how much? Like, you're just willing to spend more money instead of just buying like meat or something.
It's more expensive.
That's what I couldn't understand. You're basically replacing the meat.
But I think it's because
with
also
pills, like B12 and B11 and all that.
It's
You
because
need
people,
that.
I think, they think that like all the meat is like pumped with like steroids and shit, which over in like the US and stuff and
so you have
Europe,
grain-fed cows over there and shit.
like there's actually a lot of it. But in New Zealand, like I know, man, New Zealand meat is like honestly not
pure
pumped.
as hell.
It's not pumped with fucking
Yeah.
steroids. Hence why our biggest fucking like export, bro, is like meat. We sell so much meat over to like China and the US, especially pork, which they like process and then fucking send back to us.
Yeah.
They send it back to us.
Yeah, man. Honestly, bro, it
Give
happens
us the
all
meat
the time.
so we can fuck it up a bit and we'll give it back.
Like, it's so crazy, bro. Like, because it's cheaper for us to do that, which is like ridiculous. Because
way.
obviously it's because they have
So we
bigger
send the
production
whole
lines.
pig.
I find that hard to believe as well. That's kind of
No,
weird.
it happens, man.
That's
I'm honest.
interesting.
I'm 100% serious. I used to work in a butchery.
Yeah.
So what do we send them?
Oh, we'll send them a lot. Most of it's like pork.
Cuts.
Most of it's pork. Well, just
Or
The
the,
whole
yeah,
fucking
the whole
carcass.
pig.
pork. Yeah, and then they'll
Cut
obviously
it
we
for us.
have pork that comes in to like butchers that is actual like New
from our
Zealand
stuff. Yeah.
pork that we process ourselves, but a lot of it is shipped off, and then they will process it because they can process like 5 times more, 10 times more than we can, because their factories are just like fucking huge, man. And then they send it back to us, especially China. It happens a lot in China, and then we just sell it back here.
Well,
Just
Silver
cheaper.
Fern Farms is like one of the leading ones. They're like number 2 or
Yeah.
something in New Zealand for meat export. I'm selling it to you now.
Yeah, man.
Did you know that, Mitch? That
What?
Silver Fern Farms are the second leading.
You trying to sell me?
meat
You
export.
trying to sell me some beef here?
What was the main selling point that you always went to?
The main selling point.
Yeah.
This will turn you into Iron Man.
I don't know, because not a lot of meats on the shelf were actually vacuum sealed, were they? You'd have those like plastic packages with the wrap over the top.
Yeah.
And I kind of pushed it like, oh, this is super fresh meat because it's vacuum sealed. Keeps all the like bloods and juices like tight inside. And it helps cook as well because it cooks evenly. Okay.
My go-to would always be, and I would realize I'm saying it, I would be in autopilot mode for like 80% of my shifts. I would say, would you like to try some of this meat? It's grated and aged. I'd say that every time.
Okay.
Grated and aged.
I understand that, yeah. Well, with the beef, you obviously say like
It wasn't aged though, was it?
Well, the
beef
lamb wasn't aged, but I said it most of the time.
Yeah. The beef is like 28 days aged or something.
Beef
Bro,
is aged.
You would know if beef's aged because it would be a completely different color.
Yeah. Because I want to like dark
brown as
red.
fuck.
Yeah.
Like
And
a
then
dark
they come
red
up
brown.
brown,
You'd definitely know if it was aged beef.
But isn't that better? Having like super aged meat? I know dry aged is like whack. Well,
Wow.
like so insane.
Yeah,
You vacuum seal it and put it in a fridge for what? Like 40, 60 days or something?
beautiful, bro.
Jesus.
So
And
tender.
it probably tastes really good.
Yeah.
Do you know that if you say
cheers the
you
mic.
you get like a fresh fucking steak, right?
Yeah.
And it's like super red. Like from what I got and I was told from like working and shit, is it's not like the best because it means that the animal was stressed while it was killed. So like obviously the blood's pumping more. So the less red it is, like the actual, like the more tender the beef, the meat will, beef in this case will be because it's less stressed, it's relaxed. Its death was just like clean. It didn't know what was going on, you know?
Yeah.
So
It's weird thinking about that, eh?
but I love working in a
Yeah.
butchery though, and just like you look at the meat, you just like you analyze it, you just know when it's nice, man. Like when you see like marbled steaks, bro. Like for anyone who doesn't know, marbled is like when you see all the fat like in the veins and all that shit through, and you just look and you're like, fuck, that's a nice piece of steak.
That's
bro.
what's so good about dry age, right? It basically
Oh.
fucking makes it so tender, and then you see all those like white lines in between. It's like, oh,
Dude, me and Red used to see them because we'd do like our barbecues and shit on the Sunday, every week, or mostly every week sort of thing, and we'd see like a really nice like steak or whatever it might be, and we're like, dude, that's marbled. I'd like look at him and be like, yo, what do you reckon? And he'd be like, yeah, dude, that's fucking nice. And I was like, sweet. I'd like price it up, half price it, put it in the chiller, and then would like split it at the end of the day, take it and then cook it up that night.
That's good.
And, like cook up a bunch of steaks and shit, just like all the nice cuts.
That's one thing about going vegetarian is, oh man, I could not give up a good steak. I think the rewardingness of cooking a steak, resting it, and then it comes out so good. It's like
fucking beautiful, bro. Like,
and then you just
you
letting go of
slice
that.
through it, boom.
Yeah, straight through, and
You can slice through with a spoon. That's when you know you've hit it fucking
butcher
clean.
that fucking animal.
Yeah.
Sorry, vegans.
But I don't know if I could do full-time vegetarian. Like I don't know if I could give all of it up, but I kind of want to attempt to do like a part-time where it's like you do sort of like 3 to 4 days where like all you eat is like vegetarian food sort of thing. So it's like say, I don't know, every second day you'd be like vegetarian. So it's just keeping that steady sort of diet, and you're not constantly, because if you eat too much meat, then it's actually not that good for you.
Yeah,
because you're just
Well, make it a diet, not a lifestyle.
Yeah, man.
And like
I think
it
that's
just
healthier, to be honest. It's like keeping it like a part-time thing where you're getting a consistent amount of everything, you know?
Yeah.
You're not doing too much meat, you're not doing too much vegetable. It's just like, it's all clean, it's all healthy, you know? That's what I kind of want to do, but I just, it's so hard when you live at home, man, because my parents just have
they just
meat
cook your
every
shit up,
night.
right?
Every night there's meat, and it's like, what do you want for dinner? And even if I have to cook, I'm just like, I can't be fucked trying to figure out like I know that my dad and my brother won't eat like a vegetarian dish. They just they want meat.
Yeah. Well, when I like sort of decided to go vegetarian for like a little bit. Jeez, can they hear that? I wonder if they can hear that. But when I went vegetarian for a week, it was right before. Well, it was like 3 weeks before exams, and I was studying, and my mum was like, "Don't fucking do it. Don't do it." And I was like, "Why not?" And she's like, if you lack that iron and all that stuff right before, your body might not adjust to it as quick.
Yep.
And that's right before your exams. So you get sick again before your exams. It's like, GG, what are you doing?
Your exams.
So I was like, okay.
So you didn't do it.
Good tip, mum.
Well, I didn't do it. I did it after exams for like a week, and then I was like, oh, fuck, this is boring. And I gave it up and ate that. Fucking went straight to Macca's.
Well, I've just got...
Macca's was your first meal after...
You end up...
Out of all the shit you could have cooked
It was on the way home. I was like, chicken nuggets?
Bro, you could have gone into like a supermarket and just got like a nice piece of like T-bone steak or a fucking like sirloin or a scotch or some shit.
Instead, I bought the
Anything.
greatest fast food meal of all time.
You
a
bought
Big
some
Mac with chicken
processed
nuggets.
as fuck.
Nope.
Big Mac or... What'd you buy? Come on.
It was like a Big Mac with chicken nuggets, and it was like $15. Definitely overpriced, but it tasted good. I was satisfied. So
Overpriced beef. Vegetarian again? Bro, I remember when Bill Burr said it. He's like, McDonald's fucked up the day that they introduced a salad. They made it their fault that people were like getting fat. It's like, dude, you bought our shit. Like,
Yeah, I agree with that take.
yeah,
like it's not our fault. You're the ones that fucking bought it.
Yeah.
I love that
I
shit.
haven't even thought of it like that. That's kind of true.
At this point, no one believes that McDonald's is healthy. Everyone knows that McDonald's
come
is bad
on,
for you.
yeah.
Yeah,
What was it? Super Size Me, that movie where the dude became huge off Macca's.
Yeah.
Probably even before that, I'd say. Like you would have had to know that it wasn't good for you.
I mean, come on, you put 2 and 2 together. Fast food, it comes out within like 2 minutes.
You like literally
You
squeeze
squeeze
down
it and it just
juices.
pisses out with fucking fat.
Grease. You got the sodas, the chips to go with it.
I will admit though, the Macca's chips are fucking good.
But it's easy. That's it's not because it's. I mean, it's just
it's
easy.
accessible, man.
Yeah,
it's
accessible.
everywhere, and because it's like all over the planet, man. It's just like you know that what you're getting is just like, you know what it is. It's just like, okay, if you're like in a country or some place where you're like, I don't know if this food's fucking safe, or I don't know if I'm gonna like this food. If you don't like hot food, for instance, you know, you're like in India or some shit, you're like, fuck, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to handle this. You know, my first night, you just go straight to Macca's because you know what it is. You know like what you're gonna get.
True, yeah.
And it's just like, you know, the safety net.
I'm pretty sure that's what I did in New York. I mean, New York's not really foreign food, but it was like, there's all these fast food joints where it's like, I don't know, Chick-fil-A, like all these random ones, and people are like, oh, go there, it tastes good. I'm like, what the fuck do I order? And then you just go to Macca's, it's like,
You know exactly what you can get.
can I get a double cheeseburger, please? And then they have these like they have these machines there where you like press, it's like a touch screen. You can like swipe between like flavors, and you can add raspberry to your Coke and shit, and then it comes out. It's like, fuck, here it is.
It's the new world we live in. The new world.
Yeah.
Well, on a somewhat similar note to baseball, did you see the Black Caps today? The Test match with
What
India
happened
started.
to them, son?
Well, we rolled India. We I didn't watch like, a lot of the games. To
I
be honest,
love that phrase, rolled.
I just chipped into it.
They got
We had them
rolled.
like 140 for 8. We got them all
What?
out. We got them all out for 165.
Jesus.
In
What
a
was it?
test-
A one day?
Was that a one
test
day?
match? No, test match.
A test
That's a
match?
test match.
Yeah, bro.
Oh
We're
my
right
God.
now at 216 for 5.
How many overs is a test match? Is that
Shit.
100?
No, test match is
You just
goes
go on
It's
until
a
you
certain
retire.
5 day.
amount, yeah.
5 days.
They got out for 160.
So it's not even like it's
But
over.
honestly, we're doing fucking shit too.
Wait, are we
on
good
a-
now? No.
We're on 200. Well, I don't think we're good at tests. We're way better at one days.
Okay.
We're way better at one day. But we're 216 for 5, so it's just as shit. Honestly, like, we're leading by 51 runs, and it's at stumps, so it's finished for the day, so tomorrow we'll resume. And we just got to try make as many runs, I guess, as we can. And then, unless we get all out or we declare.
Okay.
But I am assuming we'll probably get all out before we get the chance to declare.
Bloody
If I'm honest. But, oh, fuck, Kane Williamson got 89.
Damn.
89. That's
Look,
decent.
Kane Williamson, steady the ship. Is that him?
He's normally the one that's steady shit.
Is Guptill playing?
Nah, he doesn't play
Yes?
tests.
No.
Woohoo!
Yeah,
Bro, he played
Martin.
he played fucking good in the one days though, man.
Okay.
He played really well in the
It's a
one
shame about
days,
the
which
World
is
Cup.
a surprise because he's been pretty fucking dog shit lately. Pretty shit.
I love calling Guptill dog shit. Oh, I got something down here. What do
Well,
you
but
guys?
his wife is pretty fucking hot though.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Dude, we should talk about pet peeves.
Pet peeves. Oh.
You know what pet peeves are?
It's like something that annoys you, right?
Something that bothers you. Something slight.
So I can't even think of anything until something comes up that annoys me.
So I did it when I was a kid, but you go to the cinema, right? And people just talk
Oh yeah, that annoys
during
me.
the movie. That's a pet peeve of mine.
Okay.
That's
Well,
just-
that would be me
Yeah.
at the cinema.
It's like you pay money to go and sit in a quiet, soundproof room to watch a movie.
But you
And then
gotta
there's people
comment. You gotta comment on the movie.
No, you don't. Just do it after the movie.
You with
Remember
your
that
friends.
scene?
You gotta say stuff like.
If you go to a horror movie, you can chat.
Yeah.
You go to a horror movie, you're
Yeah.
there to.
Do you
get
remember
scared.
when we watched Grave Encounters? With me, you, and Angus.
That's right.
And me and Angus were like taking the piss out of the movie.
And then
we
it
were
got
like chatting.
it got really.
Yeah. And then after a certain point, we couldn't joke anymore.
You were dead silent.
Yeah. That was one of the. If you like scary movies, Grave Encounters
Grave Encounters 1 and 2.
is one of the most scary.
They're really
movies.
low budget movies, but they work, man.
They're scary.
They work.
They're scary.
I think mine would be probably like time, man. When people arrive like late
Ooh, good
and
one,
shit,
yeah.
man.
Hate those people.
Shot Josh.
Yeah, Josh.
Fuckers.
Well, was
I'll
I
be
late?
there.
Was I late today?
You're at home.
Exactly.
You don't show up.
I know, man. And sometimes that, like, a lot of the time, actually, it just fucking annoys me when you say like, okay, sweet, we'll do something for this time, or like we'll be there at this time, and then it's like not that time. It's like I
You
organize.
should talk to that chick
myself.
Josh went on a date with.
Yeah.
What a follow up.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I know.
Fucking hate people who
It's the thing, I can't.
just show up late.
I don't know if I
The
can
week
really
after
think
we
of-
talk about Josh showing up late to a date.
I can't think
was
of a
that
pet
was
peeve.
that aimed at me, bro?
Yeah.
That was all you. That was all you
Somewhat,
can come
somewhat.
up with, right?
But no, that's not. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I feel like for me, a pet peeve, I would only really register that it annoys me when it actually happens.
Yeah.
Like, I can't think of anything off the top of my head.
just
but
you like something happens, you're like,
this shit happens, and I'm like, okay, that
Yeah.
when that happens, that fucks me off. a
Well,
lot.
when we're in the group chat, it's like once every 2 days something will be pissing you off. So
yeah,
we'll just scroll back up to the chat
yeah.
and figure out
There's
what it
Mitch
is.
having a go at something.
normally I'm just like,
NBA referees.
yeah,
NBA referees, the Lakers, LeBron.
NBA
The
is a pet
Lakers. Yep.
LeBron James pet peeve.
the best
God
player in the world.
damn it,
Fuck, that
LeBron.
guy sucks.
I
Also,
wouldn't say he's the best player. in the
PC, political correctness.
Ooh,
world. Oh yeah, 100. No, yeah, I actually know. That's
That-
probably my
that
biggest
annoys
pet
me.
peeve.
that annoys me.
But
Actually, no. One of my, I don't know if this is a pet peeve, but people like putting on like a fake persona.
That's
just
a pet
to,
peeve, yeah.
Just to look like good. Like for instance, on Instagram, like just posting shit, like trying to look like you're this like really nice person and like a joker and funny and shit. And you're not. It's just like,
Yeah.
oh, what are you doing, man? Like, why are you trying to act like this person?
that used to annoy me, but now I almost just feel bad for those people. Like, Like that's.
Oh yeah, I know what you mean.
That's
Yeah,
one of the
yeah.
last ways that you want to live, right? If that's like
Yeah.
you're acting so much just for like the
Pretending.
social media or
Like I
pretending.
sent you that thing on Valentine's Day. This chick was like posted on her story, and she's like, you know, shout out to all those single people, you know, today. You know, you're the real shit. You know,
You're the real lovers.
love yourself or some bullshit like that. And then like half an hour later, her story was like these fucking bouquet of roses that got sent to her. I'm just like, what the fuck is this shit?
What
Yeah.
the fuck?
I honestly was like, to send it to you, I was like, bro, watch this story and the next. Like,
Oh my god.
literally within
Yeah.
half an hour of uploading it, I was like, what? Like, how can you legit post that shit? Like, I saw it. I don't even know who the fuck you are.
Yeah, I guess along those lines, one of my pet peeves would be when Instagram girls post quotes or like they have like these sayings and it's
Ooh.
like,
Like what?
I'm so tired of being tired.
it's like the one you were saying, like love yourself and no one else will. It's like they have these little quotes that just explains everything, and it's like,
It's so generic.
they just have these like 1 or 2 liners, and it's like you say it, everything's okay, you know.
Yeah.
I've
I
got
know
this
what you mean.
line.
Rise and grind.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Let's
like-
go get this bread.
Rise and grind. Well,
Rise and fuck
I can rise and do different grinding, but
my pillow.
Yeah. Also littering. I'd say littering is one
Yeah.
of the main ones.
yeah.
People just bags out the window.
Especially out of cars. Yeah.
Yeah.
That
just,
doesn't annoy
just
me.
leave it in your car, and then there'll probably be a bin when you park somewhere.
Yeah, I'd say tailgaters as
Oh,
well.
I love it. No,
You
I
got
love
a
it
whole
when-
list, man. You're accessing
No,
that.
I love it when people tailgate me because
You just slow all the way down.
yeah, I fuck them off.
Because you've got insurance.
Because
on your
I
vehicle.
guess it is a pet peeve because it pisses me off that they're like gonna tailgate me even when I'm doing over the speed limit.
Yeah, when you're going the speed limit. Like,
But then so I'm just like, you know what? Fuck you. So I drop down to like 40. So
That's a good way to
speed
do it.
limit is like 50, so I drop down
Yeah.
to 40, and then I could just see them getting like angry behind me, and I'm just like looking in my rearview mirror the whole time, just like smiling.
dude, I had a guy on the way back from work tailgating me down that road on the way back home.
Yeah, yep.
And I was doing like 55. It was like late at night. It was dark.
It's dangerous, man.
And it's like a narrow street. I was already doing 55. He was like right behind me. And then I came up the hill to my street and I indicated to turn off and started to slow down a bit. And as soon as I indicated, he pulled out into the opposite lane on my right and just
Oh.
boosted past me
Into the oncoming.
into the oncoming lane, which is just before a
Yeah.
corner. And I was tempted to like speed up at that time
Yeah.
to like hold him out. But I mean, it's not worth it to do that.
dangerous.
But
This
it's
is
like,
just bringing all the fucking anger.
Dude, we could have
road
so
rage I
many
have.
car
I know
stories.
exactly
Yeah.
what you're talking about. When people like go out when you're turning into a street, bro, I just stop dead just to like, see what they're gonna do. Because if anything, if they hit
Yeah.
me, they're in the wrong because they weren't having
Exactly,
following
yeah.
distance. So I'll get insurance paid out.
Yeah.
So I just stop randomly just so like they have to weave out
Also, I think when
headlights.
No, that's nothing about headlights.
That
But
shit
passing,
doesn't-
you know, those passing lanes when you go north or south.
mm.
So you're right. You're going about 100, and someone goes past you at like 120 and just gets in front of you.
And just slows right
just
down.
Stays there. It goes back to 100. I'm like,
yeah.
wow, you're cool.
Dude, I had that when I was going up
Happens
north
every
with
time.
Zach. Bro, we were like driving, and then we'd go out to go into the passing lane to get past, and for some reason everyone would be going like 95, and then you'd go out to go into the passing lane, and everyone speeds up to 110, and you're just like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
What
it's
are we
because
doing?
there's
Why are you all of
more.
a sudden
What are we doing
speeding
here,
up?
guys?
It's because the passing lanes are like straighter, they're flat, they're wider. You can go faster in them, but
Yeah.
everyone just wants to speed up.
But everyone like
At the
that
time.
that was
I don't
doing
get it.
95 in the normal lane goes up to the speed that you're wanting to do to go past them.
Yeah,
So it's just like, and then you know that once you get past that lane, they're just gonna slow back down. So it's just like, why are you being such a dick? Like, let me get past you, and then just pull in front, and I'm gonna
Yeah.
keep going the speed I want to go at.
yeah.
Oh yeah, it annoys me so much, man.
You get off
Yeah.
road rage before I start boiling my blood.
Let me
actually
give
like
you
road
one
rage.
more.
One more.
Let me give you one more.
Okay.
You
Fire
know,
at us.
you know when you're going up north on like a weekend or something, there's a lot of traffic. Once you get past the tunnel, past Ariwa, and it goes to a single lane, any sort of single lane
Oh
roads,
my god, dude! That was literally what I was gonna fucking. That pisses me off so much. It's
Are
like
you-
people pull in early instead of going all the way up and
Yeah.
cutting
Yeah.
in. Oh,
Yeah, bro, that's why there's so much traffic.
that was what
on
you were gonna say,
on-ramps.
right? People can't merge in lanes.
No.
Oh my Fuck,
Dude, the biggest one is I think it's Greville Road. You know Greville Road, coming out of like Albany.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, bro. Like, dude, because that's been fucked for ages. They're doing roadworks there and shit now, like to get that like bridge over.
Yeah.
But normally, bro, people just like come out
And pull
same
directly
with
in.
Tristram. It's a Tristram Ave.
Yeah.
They like, so like the lane would come up like this, right? They're like merging here, and it's just like, go to the fucking end so then everyone can just merge. But no, you can start pulling in early, so then all these people behind here are now having to stop, which fucks everyone
And then the
100 meters
person
back.
in front of you is already like 10 meters ahead of you, and you're just cutting off all the people behind you. Go all the way to the front and merge.
And these people are just like, yep, clip. But it's so fucking annoying because like if you just went up, it would just be like single file. You just all merge like a zip. You know how it's meant to go, like a zip. But no, you fucking go early and you fuck everything.
Go all the way to the end and then pull in, please.
No, I'll admit that shit fucks me off a lot.
You had to add that one, Josh. That set me up right there.
I feel like that one has to be said though, because that is one of the biggest things that piss me off when I'm driving.
Yeah.
Especially when you're in like traffic. If you're like just driving and you're like the only one merging, then I don't give a fucking shit. You can merge whenever. But if it's traffic, go right to the end, because it makes it so much easier.
People will let you in.
Yeah,
They have to.
of
Oh,
course.
and you know when there's traffic on a single lane motorway and it comes to a passing lane and people get in the passing lane
Straight
even though
away.
there's traffic
Yeah.
to overtake the people waiting in line?
Yeah.
You're just going to cause more traffic.
I will admit I've done that.
You
Come on,
fucking
mate.
wank.
Come
I used to do it when I
Ending a podcast.
when I used to work out Rosebank Road out west.
Yep.
So you know how that's a shithole of a fucking road. It's like one road and every business comes off that road. So like at 5 p.m. or bro at 4 p.m. that road is just fucked till about 6. So I'd be like 40 minutes waiting every day. When you come like near the end before the on-ramp, there'd be like somewhat, it wasn't a second lane, but people used it as a second lane. It was like a median, like a flush median. I'd just pull out, go right down the end.
Mate.
I was like, fuck. I used to not do it when I first started because I was like, I don't want to be a dick. And then
No,
the
I
more
wanna
I
be a
worked,
dick.
I was just like, fuck it. I don't care anymore.
I'm a dick.
I'm just going to create a second lane. But on topic of shit that pisses me off is when, so for instance, now how we've had perfect weather, right? We've had like hardly any rain.
42
First
days
time,
straight.
yeah, rain today.
And then
for the
today
first
it's
time.
been raining. You get on the road, all of a sudden, no one knows how to fucking drive. They're just like pulling out randomly.
Everyone forgot.
Fucking doesn't know what they're doing, and it's
No
just
one's
like,
left the house.
how do you all of a sudden become so fucking spastic at driving? like all of a sudden, like one day of rain, and you just turn into an absolute moron on the
People are
road.
panicking.
I just can't. I don't get it,
What
man.
is this?
It frustrates me
Acid?
so much.
Yeah.
Like I came, on the way to Josh's, man, 3 times cars were like just half pulling out in front of me. And it's like raining. I'm just like, this would never happen if it was like perfect weather. Like never happen. It just annoys me so much. It always happens when there's like just random amounts of rain. Like after a long period of time, people just forget how to drive. I don't know why.
Well, apparently though, when it doesn't rain for a long time, like all the oil builds up on the roads, and then when you get the first rainfall, all that oil hasn't cleared for like 40 days, like we've had.
Right.
So that first day that it rains, you're gonna have a lot of oil on the road mixed with the water. So you are supposed to be careful about that. But
Yeah.
I don't know. Did you see any people sliding around out there?
No, I'll admit though, the first time I was pulling out on my street, my fucking front tires skidded a little bit. But no, I don't know. I just can't stand it when it's raining, man. I hate driving in the rain just because everyone else around me is just. I feel like they're fucking retarded. Like they have no idea what they're doing.
I do like rain though.
I do.
Are
like
you
rain
guys
too.
winter
I do
people
like
or
rain.
summer?
I
Do I
am-
like rain? I like rain.
I like.
I love.
I
rain.
like our seasons,
love
man. I like New Zealand seasons because we get like.
I don't like winter though. Well, I
like
love
winter.
winter, but I hate New Zealand's winter. It's like first day of
Rainy?
winter's always bright as hell, sunny as hell, and you're like, wow, this might actually be a clear winter.
Bro.
Next day, 2 hours later,
Yeah, on
torrential
the same
rain.
day. On the same
same
day.
day, yeah.
I
2 hours
love our
later.
winters
Snow.
though, where it's like blue sky, no clouds,
But it's cold.
5 degrees, 2 degrees, but it's like fucking beautiful weather,
Yeah.
sun's
It's
out,
dry. It's dry.
and it's just so nice.
Yeah.
Well,
I
that
love
would
it.
be like 4 days in the whole winter, though.
Yeah.
3 or
The
4
rest
days.
is raining.
Yeah.
Or
We
I love
always
that
get
sort of
wind.
overcast.
We get wind a
I
lot,
hate wind fucking so much.
which you don't get in Japan. You don't get when I was in DC. It would be cold, but it wouldn't be windy,
Yeah, I'd
which
say
is
in
like
Canada,
nice. Yeah.
It's not really windy. It's like a more of a like a chill, like a chilly
Yeah,
cold,
it's like
rather
cold.
than like a.
Was
Yeah.
Washington quite a hilly place? I guess not. The many hills.
Sort of.
Well, there's,
Sort of actually.
I
It was
guess.
kind of
I
hilly.
guess. Well, is it similar terrain? I wish you guys could see this view right now. I mean,
How good?
should we turn the camera around? Nah, fuck that.
It's getting
You
dark.
guys don't
bro.
deserve that.
But
But
at
would you
night-
say it's like a similar landscape to that?
You know what? It might be a bit higher elevation actually,
Oh,
but
okay.
it's further away from the ocean, so
that
it's
makes
hard
sense,
to say.
yeah, less
but
wind.
there is a river running through it. Like you got the river Georgetown's. What is that?
What?
Game of Thrones reference, man. River Run.
There you go.
All the
Cool,
Game of
man. What were you
Thrones
saying, Josh?
references. I just had to chip
continue.
in that one. Carry on.
River Run. That was good. Thank
Excuse
you.
me, miss.
You got the river, and you got Georgetown on the river,
Yeah.
and then you go up like 100 meters maybe. So, do we have any 100-meter peaks in Auckland? Like you go up 100 meters to our university, and then it's kind of keeps going uphill.
Sure, no.
I would have no idea if we have 100-meter peaks.
Yeah, it looks over there. Fucking altitude's about
If we get the tape measure out, we might be able to walk it.
50 meter altitude over there.
The tape measure runs out at 50.
But
It's a deep run, that one.
We're about halfway.
yeah, it's kind of hilly out there.
Nah.
We're at an hour and 6 minutes.
All right. We got anything else we kind of want to chip in on?
Something short. Anything?
Short and snappy.
You want to talk about breaking phones, Josh? You wanted to add like a little story about you breaking a phone?
Yeah, well, I've had my phone for about 3, almost 4 years now.
Your one you have now.
The one I have now, and when I bought it at the time, it was already a shit phone. It cost me about $200. It was a Motorola, right? And to this day, I get people.
Motorola in 2020.
That's
I
the
get-
sponsor of the Paces, mate.
It is actually coincidence.
Yeah. it is.
Coincidence.
Oh shit.
But to this day, I get people that see the Motorola and they're just like, "What kind of phone is this?" Like they can't even say,
What
don't
is
recognize
this
it.
shit?
like, "What the hell is this?" Yeah. But like, it's one of those phones that's value for money. Like it does everything you want it to do.
Yeah, right.
And I've dropped it like 100 times now. You guys have seen it. There's like cracks all over the
I
screen.
can't even read your screen, honestly. Man.
No, but
I don't know how you type so quickly.
you just get used to it.
Like, I feel like your screen's not even that like sensitive.
Speech to text.
Yeah. No,
not
it
that
types. It
sensitive.
types fine.
Well, I know it types,
Yeah.
but it's not like as sensitive as other phones would be.
Maybe. I haven't had another phone for a long time, so I couldn't tell you. But
Tell us what happened 4 years ago, bro.
yeah, well, I'm planning to stick with this phone because it does everything I need it to do.
Yep.
It plays videos, it texts, it plays music.
Yeah.
Like that's the 3 things I need from a phone. So,
Yeah. Can use data.
so I'm gonna
If you
ride
have
that.
it.
I'm gonna ride that thing till it dies. But the other reason is that I haven't done very well with expensive phones in the past.
Can you please share the story about your is it the Nixon or whatever the fuck it was?
Nexus?
Was it Nexus? Yeah, Nexus. The
Nexus
one in high school.
is what I broke in high school.
Okay.
Me and Ben Williams,
Ben Williams, yeah.
longtime friend. Hope your hockey's doing well over in the Netherlands. But
Mate.
Edible didn't.
we both had the same phone. We bought the same phone. We used to be big into phones.
It
Like
was
we
brand
always
new,
talk
right?
about phones.
At the time.
It was maybe like
somewhat brand
The
new.
old Google Nexus.
it would have been like 6 months old at the time. But I was in class one day, and I dropped that phone a lot, and I never buy cases on my phone, just because like I like the phone's
Feel.
feel as it is. But I dropped the phone a lot, and you always feel like you're getting away with it whenever you drop a phone and you pick it up and it's like
Not cracked.
not
Fine.
cracked and it still works.
Over time.
And then one time I was at my desk and I dropped my phone, and Westlake has these chairs where it's like you have the chair and then 2 metal bars curl
Down and
and
around.
then down, and then you've got like the base of the chair.
Like a C.
Like a C, yeah. Like a metal C. And then so the phone happened just to land face down right on the metal sharp part.
Oh my god.
Absolutely destroyed the touchscreen. Like I couldn't access anything. I couldn't get anything off the phone. Like,
I remember coming and seeing you at lunchtime, bro, and you spent the whole lunchtime just like examining your phone, trying to get it to work, like everything, bro.
just trying to fix
And I just remember sitting there being like, I don't think it's gonna work, man.
let it go, man.
I don't think it's gonna work.
I've always got this brick phone that I can always go back to, which is great.
That's right.
Nokia?
Use it for work.
It's like
eh?
a Nokia brick.
Nokia
I've had it for so long, and it just does everything you need out of a phone. So
Remember when you used to use did you used to use like a proper map for work?
a map.
Like an actual map? Because remember when you moved to that brick phone? That was after you broke.
Yes, I might
use
use
an actual map.
I might have used the map for a bit when I went to the brick
that's
phone.
right.
That's right. Because we have to go to new locations in
all the
Auckland
time.
and Northland for our job. So I was using a map for a little bit, which is crack up.
Pulls over on the motorway.
But then after the Nexus, I had two really nice phones. I broke one at Liam's. The one before that was a S6, Samsung S6 Edge. Really nice phone.
Samsung's, mate. Terrible omen on those phones.
I've had a Samsung.
Those are
I
good
think I had the S3.
They just don't click with you, do they, Josh?
Well, I like them.
They just don't like me.
I just can't keep them alive.
Fucking hate me though.
So the first S6 was a real nice white one, Edge. I broke it at James's house. We were in the spa pool. And that one actually had a cover on it. It had like a foldable cover, like a leather cover.
Yeah.
And it started raining, and I folded the leather cover over, and I was like, yeah, that's gonna keep it waterproof. Which probably did, but we were in that spa for ages. We would have been in there for like 2 or 3 hours with it raining. So I got to the end of the spa and it just wouldn't turn on. But I had been meaning to get a new phone for a while. But the funnier one that I broke at your house.
That was amazing. Sorry,
Yeah.
that was not actually. I really wanted to start laughing, but my first thought was like, oh my fuck, that phone is so expensive, and you just bought it.
I just bought that phone.
Was I there for that?
No, you weren't there. It was just Josh and I.
It was just us two.
Yeah.
That was an $850 S8, brand new. And it was like one of the first days of summer, and we were like, oh, let's get in the pool. And this one,
just like.
This one happened to be a waterproof phone, which was great because that reduced the likelihood of me breaking the phone.
Yeah. Oh,
So,
I can't drop it in the toilet. I can just pull it straight out. I'll be fine.
Yeah, like
it's good phone.
like this phone is gonna last me years.
Yeah.
It's waterproof. I'll get a case for it. I was planning to get a case, but that was brand new.
But
so I
that
didn't
was
have
fresh.
A case.
You weren't expecting when it comes.
You know, you don't expect to break these things on the first day. And so it was the start of summer. It was a real nice day. We were at your pool, and I think I said to you, I want to get a video of me jumping into the pool for the first day of summer.
And I was like, no, don't do that. That's crazy. And you were like, oh, but it's waterproof. I was like, oh shit, do it, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Do it. It's waterproof. Fuck it.
So I took the video, filming it, jumped into the pool. As soon as I got into the pool, holding the phone became like unbelievably slippery. Like it was like a metal and glass phone.
Yeah. So
And
it's
it
like
just
super
slipped
glossy.
straight out of my hand.
Yeah.
And then I realized that day when something falls through water and it's that shape, it falls almost as quickly as an air.
Yeah.
It fell so quickly. Like I looked down, I saw it. It went straight down to the bottom as if it was an air. Like it fell really fast.
Just shattered, didn't it?
Yeah.
So it hit the ground.
Yeah, so it cracked on the bottom,
There goes that waterproof seal.
broke the waterproof seal, and then all the water came into
Hence
it.
why you need a case.
Hence why I was going to buy a case down the line.
That's why you didn't think he was going to drop the phone.
But
Oh fuck.
that was the fate of about $2,000 worth of phones.
And we kept that in rice for like the whole day, for like
Yeah,
3
we
hours.
did.
And
I
we
actually
went to
do
Subway.
remember you mentioning something about that because I remember you saying like, I've been having it in rice for like a week or some shit.
Yeah, just
I remember I had to buy you Subway that day because you're like, oh, I can't transfer money over to my account because my phone's fucked.
That was just an elaborate bit to get free Subway.
Yeah, true. Oh, fair enough. You broke your $850 phone for free Subway.
Shut yourself up.
It's a trade-off.
Well, anyway, do we want to share our songs of the week?
Yeah, we'll do a quick wrap-up. Josh, you want to start us off, mate?
Yes, I've got a great song for you. I was thinking of this song that's on my screen,
I got my glasses on.
but I may leave that for another time.
Oh.
Because I've got a better song this week.
You got a better one.
It's called Southern Cross by Crosby, Stills, and Nash.
Jesus.
It is.
What a title.
That's a hearty title, and
Yeah.
I was gonna say author.
It's a tongue twister.
Great band. I would say they border on country. So
Okay,
for those that
Like it.
don't like country,
go home.
get into it.
Take
Get
a
out
hike.
there.
See if
out
you like
there.
it. See if you like it. It's really great lyrics, great tune, really uplifting, great song. So check that one out.
Shit.
Mitchell.
Mine for this week, I think, would be "Lady" by Mako Road, or Mako Road.
Mako
or
Road.
Mako
2
Road,
day,
Mako
2
Road.
weeks in a row.
Yeah.
I
Fantastic.
think that's it.
Mako Road, New
Mako
Zealand
Road.
band.
I am still writing that Slow Rush album from.
Same song from last week.
Not the same song, no.
What's
It's still Tame Impala. So it's called.
Let me guess. Borderline.
I think one more year. I think it's called One More Year.
Oh yeah.
Because there's another song in it called One More Month or like something.
Yeah.
So there's
Yeah,
two
I know
songs
the
called
one.
that. It's One More Year. It's like the very first song on the album.
Yeah.
It's almost like the really therapeutic like.
Oh yeah, the insane like.
The first one you
beat.
played. The first one you played.
Bro, dude, the production in that, is so fucking nice. So nice,
And
man.
obviously Kevin Parker's vocals is just
Yeah.
like, oh my god.
Oh, that's a good song.
And that song especially, I think it's the best.
I had a
So,
toss up this week between two songs, but I
Yeah?
think "Lady" by Mako Road or Marco Road, however you
Marco
want
Road,
it,
yeah.
is probably
We'll
the
get
one
there.
I've been listening to the most.
Awesome.
Alright.
3 great songs for you this week.
To end the
Yeah.
we're at an
Yeah.
hour and 15 minutes now. That's
Great.
our longest one, I think.
Good
Not
shit.
including these.
Well, thank you for listening to this week's
yeah.
How Good podcast.
Yep.
Should we do like an outro thing for the camera, like something we do after every? Not that. Not that. What could we do? We just.
Well, we're gonna have intro music.
Oh yeah, we'll do intro music. I guess we could add like a 2-minute thing about what we'll be doing
music,
next.
Intro music.
We'll
Coming
do,
up
We'll do
next
intro,
week.
outro music. We'll have another camera. So our
Yeah.
plan was to have a beer can. So we'll connect something to like something close to the fridge. So when someone, if they do go get a beer, we chuck on the beer
we
can.
keep
It's
track
like,
of that. All right.
Or we could have another camera, which is like another angle.
Yeah.
Just
By
different angles.
by eventually time, we'll probably have a camera for like each person. And when I sort out how many things I can get on my computer at once, because it was like breaking before.
Sure.
And then I'll eventually probably play the part of like Jamie, where you fucking changing between
I can always
scenes
hook
all the
stuff up
time.
to him.
Yeah, you can do stuff on
Okay.
yours as well.
Yep.
But yeah, that's the future. And
Yeah.
Great.
we'll continue this as well, depending on how fucking long this is going to take to upload.
That's gonna take a
Yeah.
It's going to
long
be about
time.
2 hours.
We are recording on a Saturday
When do
night.
we?
Yeah.
this week,
When do we
so-
want to upload? Because
I think consistently on Sundays is good.
I was gonna say I reckon Sundays around like sort of like nighttime,
Yeah.
like maybe like a 9.
Well, because
10
we
PM.
probably, depending on.
It's easier to make a post around that
Well,
time.
if we get jobs, it's
Yeah.
going to be a lot harder
That's what I was
during
saying.
the week,
yeah,
obviously.
I'm
so.
not gonna be able to just drop off at midday and
Yeah.
fucking launch the fucking podcast.
Yeah, that's the thing.
So
yeah,
I think Sunday evening.
Sunday evening's good. Sunday evening's good.
And it's also like if we have European listeners, like I know we do.
Yep.
It's a lot easier for them because
Shout
that's
out our biggest fan. Left a comment on
From
our last
Switzerland.
video.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
Thank you.
That's like morning for them, Sunday morning. So
yeah.
they can always
I
wake
think
up
it for
and
sure Sunday.
tune their ears to some
Because-
great topics.
Even if people aren't there on Sunday, they can listen,
Yeah.
and then even during the week on Mondays and stuff, they can still do shit. So
Sweet.
Sunday, the lazy day it is.
Well,
Yeah.
thank you for listening. If you got this far,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you've made it an hour and 17 minutes. Why the fuck would you listen to us for that long?
just talking a bunch of shit.
No.
Yeah.
Well,
All
how
right.
good and keep it real.
Closing off.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.